Take that, you skeleton grunt. The first enemy not to poison me in forever. Not poisoned or rabies. I'm apparently focusing on a skeleton grunt that I can't see that's off the screen that way somewhere. See it. It doesn't see me. How did I... Apparently I can focus on it from almost any distance. Oh yeah, I am so far away. Distance means nothing to this button. Distance means nothing to targeting. Too bad you can't freeze them from over here. Suspect that in chat. You can barely freeze them when you're standing on top of the damned things. What a surprise that the huge spider immediately poisoned me, so now I have to sit here and be green for a while. So, there are games where poison means nothing, and there are games where, like, you really have to react to poison very immediately, and, like, it's very, very important to deal with status ailments. And this is a game that's sort of in between, at least so far. Like, poison means that you have to wait for the poison to wear off, because it can double and triple... Well, I haven't seen it treble poison, but it presumably can. And so... You need to wait for it, but you literally can just wait it out, and it doesn't do that much damage, so there's not any great reason to use the poison heal. So it's sort of the worst of both worlds. You can see how many poison stacks you can get. What a great idea, Specklad. I'll get on that immediately. Don't eat my flesh. It's mine. Burn 4. This is a 4th degree burn. I mean, it sure looks like it is. I am just, like, in an inferno. My, fire elemental has rabies. Why not? Can your fire catch on fire? Asks Specklad in chat. I don't know. I haven't seen it catch on fire. You would think not, but, you know, is this game definitely going to make sense? Okay, I'm not in the greatest condition here, but I think I'm probably fine. I don't have enough mana to do another regen, but this spider will be gone immediately, and I am focusing on a skeleton grunt infinitely distant. He's down there somewhere! He's down there! My fire elemental is mocking me by recovering before I do. It doesn't even matter because I can just summon another fire elemental. Except I can't because I need to stop being green first. I'm filling in every corner of this map while having achieved nothing. I'll focus on the next skeleton grunt along. Hi. How you doing? It'd be dumb if your fire elemental can be frozen, says Joshua in chat. Why would that be dumb? That should do a ton of damage against a fire elemental. I mean, you know, this is just an area that they force you to go into so that you'll get experience. This is a grind quest thinly veiled as a plot quest. Hello. Skeleton warriors, says Specklad in chat. Skeleton grunts. Let's sit here and recover for a bit. I sat there and recovered too long. Got distracted. Guess who poisoned me immediately? I am stunned. What I need is like a belt of poison resist. I have no belt? That's the belt I need. By the way, can anybody else appreciate with me the just like very stupid Windows XP styled X button that they stuck on their game? That is not the emulator doing that. That is the game. Sit here and be green. Sit here and be green. Stop being green and then wait to recover. Stop being green and then wait to recover. What a fun game. I was just thinking momentarily, like, I wonder if I can project my screen to some other device so that I can play this in a more device-appropriate way, but I'm finding it difficult to imagine a device that would really fit the bill. Like, I could project my screen to an Android device, but this game, you really need to play it with a stylus. You can't use your big fat finger. This was from before the capacitive touchscreen era, so you were expected to use a stylus. Could you project it to your compact iPad? Asked Speclad in chat. Boy, that's got dozens of megahertz. I can foresee no way that would not be sufficient for this task. Cool, look at all this stuff I can't use. That is the same item No, it isn't. Oh, this is much better. Okay. Okay, that looks very important, so I'm going to, as always, turn left. Oh no, that's where I came from. That does not look important. In fact, left is also where I came. Everywhere is where I came from. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just filling out the map corners at this point. Oh, hello. Speaking of map corners, I did not mean to recast Elemental. I click-o'd there. What is the processor on my compact iPad 3835? Is it, I think it's in the hundreds of megahertz, but low, like 150 or something. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's like 600 megahertz. I have difficulty trying to place where like handheld devices were in 2002. Just gonna sit here and be green for a bit. I'm just gonna sit here and be green for a bit. I should have a snack to snack on every time I'm busy being green. 206 megahertz, says a random website, says Speclad in chat. Yeah, I can believe that. So I thought it was in the hundreds, but low. I guessed a little bit low, but yeah, broadly that area. I'm green and abadi. Okay, so if I go down here, then I can go out there and find something else to explore. Luckily, because of how it either loads in or like intentionally shows you where you're discovering areas you haven't seen before, it's pretty easy to know whether you've whether you're retracing your steps. Like the fact that all of this is just loaded in and none of it was black and then loading in makes it very clear that I was already here. But now I'm going to find a sign and get my flesh eaten. I'm on fire and rabid. I'm both of those things. Temple of Bertach Ulus -- the Plague Bringer. Thanks, Plague Bringer. Could you not bring the Plague? I would prefer if you didn't do that. But this is not, well, maybe Who's and What's It is a disciple of Bartolachus, or whatever his name is, the Plague Bringer. Maybe that's the issue. I'm pretty good at pronouncing fantasy words. Any fantasy letter they throw in there, like Q or X, those most fantastical of letters, I just pronounce by coughing up a hairball. See, like, this would be filled in if I had already explored that area. Hi. You seem like a friendly sort. Leave me alone. I have no money. You heard me, Speclad. Fantasy letters like X and Q. They can't be real letters. You are not permitted in the temple. Be gone. Okay, I'll go this way then. It's following the left wall anyway. You are a traitor. kind of a shitty one, though. Kinda don't care. Just gonna quickly recheck. Yeah, there's no way to save from this screen. I don't know when I'm save. Does it autosave when I zone? Does it autosave frequently? Like what? Can you? Oh, you just will not pass this guy. This guy is his word is your bond, huh? It's just me, or did your money not increase at all? Asks Becklad in chat. 3153. After buying all that crap, I think at like 1500, so it's increased a lot. Why do I not care to challenge him saying that I can't enter the temple? Okay, you just sell the lower level version of the same stuff? That's bizarre. Let me through. It's because you respect their religious freedom, says Becklad in chat. Yeah, if they want to worship Bartolomeusz, that's fine with me. So you won't say, I can't just attack you. What the? Well, you had a good conversation. I guess I just gotta hope that what's-his-face isn't in there, because I apparently respect their religious freedom too much to do anything about it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find anybody here or there. This could be a thing. This could definitely be a thing. I'm just trying to guess based on the shape of the map, like, which areas that I didn't go into are very much things, and which areas that I didn't go into are just nothing. This is a tiny, tiny minor thing, but I really appreciate the fact that when I click on the health bar of the elemental, I do actually walk in that direction. So it does not, the presence of that UI element does not block the other UI interaction. I guess I need to go down and around. Hi. Always with the setting me on fire and giving me rabies. What a rude fellow this flesh eater is. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and be rabid for a bit. If you're rabid and poisoned, do you turn greenish yellow? Is that how it works? I mean, the yellow I turn when I'm rabid is already kind of greenish. Or maybe that's just, no, I think it's actually intended to be plain yellow, but it's just about, like, the context you see it in. If you're rabid and you know it. No, Specklad, no! Ching. Instantly poisoned, as always. Who cares if I get double poisoned? I'll probably live. It's nothing! Ooh, it's slightly not nothing. I'll bet that this connects up to, like, this area in some way. But the very fact that this is here to be like, nope, you can't go that way, kind of tells me maybe that area is more important than I thought it was. But I'm still going to go for that southeast area first. That seems more likely to be more helpful. Oh, actually. No, wait. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so just straight on here. Still green. Still green. Just sitting here, being green. Poison ivy over here, says Joshua Chat. There we go. Not green anymore. Wait for the poison to go away, because it's just going to go away with time. Then you stand for a bit and get everything else back. Yeah, I mean, this feels like a pretty important area, because look at how big the area that I can't get into is. It's just gonna be nothing. It's just gonna be nothing. It's gonna be nothing. Usually when they're making, like, labyrinthine areas, if they make an actual room, it's for a reason. It was for no reason. I walked into this room and there's nothing here. I can already tell just by the fact that I'm attacking a regular skeleton grunt that this is nothing. I walked in here for no reason. There's nothing. There's nothing in here. It's nothing. It's barrels that I can't even explode for some reason. Cool. I mean, other than the Temple of Jerkface, this is the only unexplored area, right? So I guess I'd better go that way. I guess this little tidbit there. And this little tidbit there. Maybe the guy is hiding in one of the barrels, says Specklad. Well, if he is, there doesn't seem to be a damned thing I can do about it. Sorry, stopping my background music. Oops. Yeah, I get it. You're a greater fire elemental. Thank you. The one thing that I'm slightly concerned about is maybe the guy isn't actually down here at all, and you just use this as a path to get to where he is. Did I miss treasure? I missed some treasure. Silly me. Okay, I sort of accidentally explored the rest of this little corner here. How did you see the details of the elemental aspect, lad? What do you think? I clicked right there. Hi. You respond that you are, but that you have had no success. Do not think badly of yourself yet. Liam has escaped the catacombs. You're Liam. I followed his trail to this point and believe he took this underwater tunnel to the docks. He may be attempting to board a ship and escape the city. Underwater, so he swum through sewage? Jean Valjean up in here. I am resting for a moment before I attempt to follow him. I need you to take this report to Captain Tranmall right away. Do not delay. Tranmall may be able to convince Sir Wilhelm Ironforge to seal the port and prevent Liam's escape. Great. Okay, I had to take this report. Prevent the escape. Cool. I think there was an exit down here. We'll see where that pops me up in the real world. In the real world, what is this figures world? Asks Specklad in chat. Fair point. I mean, given that Liam escaped by swimming through sewage, I don't think we have to worry about him. He is already deceased. He died of sepsis. Do you have a catacombs pass? By order of Sir Wilhelm Ironforge, no one is to enter the catacombs without a pass. I exited the catacombs. Usually when you talk to somebody, their words are in quotes to make it clear that they're talking and it's not the narrator. Well, okay, you would think he would do something about me coming out of the catacombs, but whatever. By the way, I want to point out that these guards are wearing helmets that are, like, pre-dented in. No pass back into the catacombs, says Specklad. I mean, in a way, that would make more sense. Commercial shipping? All manifest to Port Authority. Oh boy, I love commerce! The most exciting thing in any video game is capitalism. I want to fill tax receipts! Genos Port Authority. So presumably I'll need to go there, but I do need to go to Captain Jerkface first, so... Okay, this is the Mill's Lure. Am I really not allowed in? It's closed? Okay. Okay, this is actually, like, points for attention to detail, that they've got, you know, these random barrels everywhere, and this one that's supposed to be catching, like, water from the gutter is actually full of water. Oh yeah, there it is again. Hope you don't mind that I exploded all of these buckets here. You're distracted by the furry you have, assuming the position. It'll be fine.
Who will tell me to act on this immediately? Please take it to him and report back to me on the response.
Is no one in this town capable of walking?
I will continue to interrogate this mole to see what other information he may possess.
You're not in interrogating position. You're behind him, but, you know, have fun with your interrogation. I'm assuming that Sir Wilhelm is going to be near the docks because it said something about him controlling the commerce. And besides, he just seems like the kind of guy who hangs out by the docks. He's beyond because the knoll is talking out of his ass, says Fecklad. Hey-oh! I think this building up here was the Port Authority, question mark? I'm gonna go with no. I guess this building down here is the Port Authority. Yes. And the entrance is the side I just walked past, but I could not imagine that the game would put the entrance where it is obscured by the game. What? Okay, maybe that's not the entrance. How do I get into the Port Authority? Is there no actual Port Authority? Does the port have no authority? I guess this is just here for plot reasons. No, where's Sir Fancy Name McFancy Pants? Okay, he seems to be like the Duke or something, I guess, because he's Sir Fancy Face McFancy Pants. So maybe this is the Duckle Palace over there? Duckle Palace means palace for ducks, just in case anybody's unclear about that. It's probably explained in the quest description, says Specklad in chat. Man, I don't want to read things. Nope. I feel like that name is being used a lot, but nobody really suggested where I would find him. I mean, I could very easily have just forgotten, but, maybe, okay, wait. I've been treating the gates that I started by as the gates into the city. Like, if I walk past there, it's the gates to outside, but maybe that's like the keep. Maybe there's the fortress, the Duckle Fortress in there. That's a fortress for ducks. I guess as a fan of Everquest, you're supposed to already know where he is. Specklad in chat, I certainly hope not. Yeah, okay, so I've basically been, I think, like, over here. But the rest of okay. Because I assumed that this was going to be outside, because look at those palatial gates. But no, I'm just walking into, like, the Duckle Fortress or something. It's Fortress for Ducks. The Lion's Mane Inn. Also unusable. Is it there just to match the MMO or something? In this house, we rough and tumble first, then ask questions later, says Joshua in chat. You're correct, except for the ever asking questions part. Yeah, this whole thing feels like a Duckle Palace. Or, well, no, that'll be the actual gate to outside. I don't think the doors are real, says Specklad. Well, yeah, but I agree. But, like, the reason why those buildings that are nothing are there is probably just to suggest that this is the same Genos as is presumably in the real Everquest. Yeah, this feels like real gates. Well, guess I'm just leaving the main town now. Oh god, nope, never mind, change my mind, thank you. I was expecting a little bit more fanfare for where the actual exit is. Real gates from the maker of the Real Player, says Specklad in chat. No, it's actually from the maker of Real Doll. Temple of Life closed for renovation. Closed for renovations. Specklad, for some reason I looked up Real Media recently, and while they have gotten entirely out of the Codex game, I feel like they have some kind of service branch that, while they have substantially shrunk, their service branch doing some kind of service for somebody is still, doing just fine. Finest weapons in Genos. He's just sort of standing around town somewhere. Sort of thought he might be the Duke. Whatever. Sir Wilshelm Ironforge stands in front of his estate dressed in a fine suit of plate mail. He is quite an imposing sight, even though he is unarmed. Why are you waiting, Fred? You hand him Kern's report and wait as he studies it intently. An angry frown briefly crosses his scarred face. So, what the hell voice did I give him 10 seconds ago? So, Chairman had a trigger in his midst and wasn't aware of it. I would launch my own investigation and try to determine what needs to be done, space. You are dismissed. Slightly irritated by your abrupt dismissal, you wonder what Captain Tranmal was able to learn from Fippy Dark. Just somebody's persona. It's just somebody's persona. On Forge Estate. He just stands outside of his estate. I lost my key. Fippy Longstocking, suspect lad in chat. I was about to press M for the map. Somehow I was convinced that would just make the map pop up. Hope you're enjoying all the excitement of walking back again. They sure place these two things at opposite ends of the game arena. Oh, I'm going to get back and Fippy will have escaped and the guard will be dead. And they'll be like, oh no! Oh, no, never mind, he's there. Wow, he has like a face. He has a face and I am disturbed by the fact that he has a face. I don't know if I like this. I don't want him having a face. The captain is visibly upset by your report of Sir Wilsham's actions. He does not seem to appreciate the seriousness of the situation. If what I've learned from Fiffy is true, this entire area is in grave danger, especially our city of Enos. And then there is still the matter of Guard Liam to deal with. There is no time to waste, so I'm just going to stand here and not do anything. Will you assist me by searching the waterfront for information about Liam? I know he used to frequent a bar on the waterfront called the Mermaid's Lure. Did he now? Does your mother still frequent dockside bars? Dockside bars? I think I knew your mother, son. The phrase is it's not about the journey, it's about the destination, Joshua, but that is a phrase. That is an established phrase. And also the phrase is usually given the opposite way. It's not the destination, it's the journey. But both exist. Like how close I am to a level. What is this face? I don't like this face. That face there. I don't like anything about it. It's not about the Fippy. It's about the destination. God, I'm just like trying to remember. Oh, this is the mermaid's face. The saying is the destination does not justify the journeys. I'm glad in chat. A+ mixed metaphors.
I am Scotty Bluefin, former fisherman and proud owner of the Mermaid's Lure. You should be more careful asking questions in this neighborhood. Almost everyone around here has something they are hiding, and none of them take too kindly to strangers asking questions. I may know something about the guard you are asking me about, but my memory is fuzzy. Maybe you could do a small favor for me that would clear my memory.
Why does everyone have a furry name? Asked Joshua in chat. I think the Fippy Cumpar, whatever the hell his name was, had the most furry name.
I hope so. The cobwebs are already starting to clear. Take this IOU to Flint Caskin and tell him to pay up. I would have collected it sooner, but he was taken to hiding in the temple of under the city. It is not an easy place to collect a debt, but look, you look confident enough to me. Good luck!
Scotty Bluefin, that's a fish person furry, says Joshua in chat. Good point. That's a blubby, is the term I invented. I am faintly concerned about how this game saves, so I want to discover how this game saves. My guess is that those screens were indicators of saving, so I am going to go ahead, blubby, Speclad, as in blubber, abbreviated. I'm going to go ahead and exit, just because I want to see... Okay, yeah, so I'm right here. Clearly I saved right there. Let me check my quest log. Yeah, okay, everything looks great. What? Who told me to do this? No one told me to do this. What? Maybe it just saves wherever you exit. Yeah, that was my guess, is that it's like every time you change screens, it saves. I will say, for a small game, there's a lot of detail, says Joshua in chat. I don't know if I would qualify this as a small game. I mean, this is part 2 in a 3-part series. Somebody cared a lot about this. It was like up over that way somewhere, maybe. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. The actual size of the game. I feel like it's bigger than, well, no, maybe it's about 5 million, yeah. Let me quickly check in a way that you can't quite see what I'm doing. It is about 8 megabytes. About 8 megs. Well, it's about 8 megabytes compressed. It's about 8 megabytes cabbed. But, you would expect the assets to be compressed, so... Yeah, not big, but also, like, bigger than an NES game. And there's no damned music. About Game Boy Advance size, says Joshua in chat. Sure, why not? I mean, the timing is also about right. This game would have been from somewhere around like 2003, 2004, so yeah. It is. So I think the thing that's really shocking about this game is it's the very fact that it exists seems like it must be just the lowest, stupidest cash grab in the world, but it is like a game. Like, it's an actual game that somebody really, like, cared about and actually made. Like, it's a proper, full-on video game, not just a weird cash grab, even though you have to imagine that there is a certain degree to which it is just a weird cash grab. Are the enemies permadead? That seems so unlikely. But I feel like I remember that from the original, actually. Hello, I'm back, and this time I demand entrance. Demand harder.
By the plague bringer himself, old Scotty sure is a persistent devil. Take this bank draft to him and tell him to leave me in peace.
How about I don't? So he's just, like, sitting here being drunk in a temple to the Plague Bringer. And I suppose it makes sense that a temple to Plague Bringer is literally in the sewers. Trying to decide what the fastest way out is. I think actually the same way I came in. At the very least, the same way I came in is the fastest way back to the docks. Honestly, it is impressive how a lot of work gets crammed into a small enough space, like a lot of Java phone games and stuff. It's like, yeah, you could have just made some really cheap throwaway nothing, but they made 3 of these. Many animations have like 5-10 frames. It's worth appreciating, says Joshua in chat. Yeah, well, so it is worth finding the diamonds in the rough. It's like, there's a lot of crap. Well, but there isn't really that much crap for the Pocket PC platform because so little got. Like, who was making games for the Pocket PC platform? But J2ME, yeah, like, there's a lot of crap, and you can really tell when somebody was trying. Like, the Bioshock for J2ME for phone, that was weirdly excellent, and yeah, like, somebody really tried to make that a good game. And then there are ones where it's like, so, on Elder Scrolls Travels, one of those, the producer, assistant producer or something of the game found my playthrough, and the way he talked about it, he was pretty much like, yeah, it was a cash grab. We did not give a shit about this game. Even the Diablo 2 bootleg for J2ME was oddly impressive, says Joshua in chat.
A bank draft? You accepted a bank draft from the likes of Fritz? You have the brains of a squid. I'd hoped you were smarter than you looked.
I just brought it to you. Up to you to decide whether you accept it. As you raise your weapon, why? What am I, a psychopath? What the hell is this? Scotty's demeanor rapidly changes.
Walter, I didn't say I wouldn't give you the scoop on your guard. Just hold tight.
His voice changed, I know.
Just hold tight for a second and let my memory clear. Whew, you are a little quick to temper, aren't you? I appreciate the help just the same. Your god Liam took a boat and escaped to Erudites Crossing before Sir Will shut down the port. Now that all the ships in port have been searched, you should be able to obtain passage to Erudites Crossing on almost any ship in the harbor. In fact, if you go to the dock, there's a boat there now that will take you. How convenient. Take this capital T ticket to pass to ride the boat there to Erudites Crossing. It's good for a year, so don't lose it.
Presumably you gave the IOU to the guy, so you just had the bank draft now. What? Well, I think it's time for a midstream break. Right. Quest log, please. Yeah. Follow the trader to Erudites Crossing. And somebody else also wants me to go to Erudites Crossing, which weirdly doesn't have a quest log. And I have no idea what this is. I have no idea who asked me to do this, why I want to do, what is Surefall Glade? Where is it? Why do I think I want to go there? Give me a shisp. I want a shisp. There are no shisps on this dock. I think that's just a hint that you can get a quest in Surefall Glade, says Speculate in chat. But where is Surefall Glade? As in, that quest line will start when I get to Surefall Glade. Surefall. This was the private dock, right? Passenger service to Erudin. So now it's Erudin.
Tickets, please. If you don't have a ticket, don't even think about getting on the boat.
After several days of fighting seasickness, you arrive at Erudites Crossing. What a great job telling, not showing. 10 out of 10 work. Welcome to Erudites Crossing. I don't know why I gave that the tutorial voice. Erudites Crossing is apparently quite tropical. After several days of fighting seasickness, you board the ship. You know, you look at the ship, you get seasick just from seeing it. That's a very realistic coastline right there. It's just like a perfect square. This is definitely an artificial island. What do you sell? Sword I can't use? Potions I don't want. What great stuff. Potions I don't want. Axe I can't use. It's a Minecraft artificial island, says Veclad. That does explain it. And this game only predates Minecraft by a decade. Oh god, I did not expect monsters out here for some reason. Lioness. Vulnerable to fire. Looks like a reasonably safe opponent. Good thing the fire elemental cannot be bothered with the lioness that's vulnerable to fire. I was pretty close to leveling up last time I could be bothered to check. Get close enough to attack, please. Thank you. Okay, other than the stunning and continuous failure, that was pretty good. Hopefully not everything will poison me in this area. Wouldn't that be lovely? Just not being poisoned constantly. Is Erudites Crossing supposed to be safe? There is a kind of town here that the monsters were just right next to town. And I guess it's not so much a town as a crossing, just a few shops. Yeah, don't focus on this enemy for some reason. It'll be fine. Every sound coming out of this game is lovely. I should get some ancient version of Winamp and run that on this Windows XP machine. Windows XP virtual machine, that is. That should be part of this experience. Look at how close I am to level 15. Should get Winamp 3, says Speculate in chat. As if I remember what version is what. I'm here. I'm at Erudites Crossing. I'm just going to sort of cross the map in a southwesterly direction, see if I can find the other corner of this perfectly square island. The game does seem to be struggling just a little bit. Like, the sounds are having some occasional problems. I don't know whether that's the emulator, the other emulator, or just the game itself, and like maybe this level's a bit big for this game to handle. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some additional. Sorry, I'm saying it's my weird angle. Some additional cooling for my main system. See if that's just the issue. What's this emulator called? Asks Speclad in chat. Device emulator. It's so the only emulators for Pocket PC that really exist are the ones by Microsoft, but the way they were distributed, like, they were only ever part of an SDK, which no great surprise there, but it just feels like really random. People just find like, oh, well, this SDK for developing for Windows Mobile only has an x86 emulator, whereas the previous version only has an ARM emulator, and the next version only has a MIPS emulator. It's just like a weird mess that nobody's quite sure, like the complete list of Pocket PC device emulators that Microsoft made, almost certainly including Microsoft themselves. Yeah, something is really struggling. I'm gonna hope that it's device emulator and not VirtualBox and not like something more generally with my system. It's gonna sit here and recover for a bit. Everything's great. Well, oh, it's not perfectly square. Look at that. There's a tiny, tiny notch. This rattler's not so great. Okay, I'm actually getting a little bit concerned by the weird sound issues I'm hearing. So 1 second, let me quickly check whether anything seems very suspicious. Pretty good. Repent, reboot, reconnect. Speculated in chat, brilliant. Okay, the task manager won't launch, so that's probably fine. I think I need to zone to save in the game, and I would rather save in the game rather than like do a save state at that level or something. So we're gonna just survive until the next time I have a real save opportunity, and then I will repent, reload, reboot. I'm gonna blame Windows XP. Yeah, those sounds shouldn't be happening. Did you install Service Pack 2? Asks Speculated Chat. I have no memory. Good pathfinding. Great. I just realized I'm not going to get the opportunity to zone anywhere because the only zoning would be boating back. This seems fine. Let's just walk on this. Oh, it's fine. Okay. Okay, well, here's... Why do you need to zone again, Aspectlad? Because that seems to be the only way you can save in the game. At least that's my guess. There is one slight alternative option, which I will now demonstrate to you because this is having real issues here. This emulator does actually have save states built in it. So I'm going to go ahead and save state that way. I thought you just quit and it saves you, asks Speclad in chat. I mean, if that's how the previous one worked, then that's almost certainly how this one works, but I don't remember. Going to fully shut down the emulator, or fully shut down VirtualBox, that is. Didn't you already establish that in this stream, asks Speclad? No, all I established is that it saves where you zone. Because I zoned in, zoned out, and then reloaded. And that was saved right where I exited that, exited the zoning. Look at that save state. Loads right back clean. does not load into the same physical position. Cool. I guess I don't know why I expected it to. I will enjoy cropping it differently every single time I play this game. Oh, cool. I save stated, so now it has no sound, which is much worse than broken sound. Ah, good. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to test Speclad's theory. Let's see if you're right. I'm going to just attack the wrong enemy. I just want to see if just restarting the game is sufficient, if it's just a save state issue. No, I would have heard some sound just from this other stuff. So save stating is not really a good option because of other crap. How do I just shut down? Well, I seem to have just shut down in that it's totally frozen now, so that's like being shut down. Let's play Jawbreaker for the Pocket PC, suggests Speclad in chat. There it goes. Awesome. It restored state when I didn't want it to. Let me exit here. Exit fully. Wait for it to, like, properly exit and give me the menu back. Oh, good. The emulator's in a different spot again. That's not going to get annoying. Deity. Okay. So you need to give the emulator a hard reboot in order to get sound working. That is very unfortunate. Oh! Oh! Oh. 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 That's what hard reboot means, huh? That's what hard reboot means. No, I did not have that save state. That is not how this emulator works. That would have been too convenient. But I do have this save state, because I saved the entire emulator state before, like, midstream break time. Okay, so from this, let's exit properly, exit. So how do I just, like, leave? Okay, I'm going to do a soft reset because now I want to see what the hell anything means. I assume soft reset means don't delete everything. Yeah, okay. But I do want to... I don't trust whatever is happening with the sound, so I'm going to do the full everything. The full Monty. Let's watch Windows XP boot. I'm going to need to get some Windows XP program to just set a window in a fixed position, because next time I'm doing this, it's going to be very annoying to keep doing this. Now, I'm actually still going to soft reset the emulator, because I don't trust its save state either. I trust nothing. Could probably write it in JScript, suggests Speclad in chat. Someone could probably write it in JScript. Don't say you, as in I could. Beautiful loading sound, says Joshua in chat. Non-broken loading sound. Oh, this was the wrong doc. Okay, hold on a bit. I have to get back where I was, which was just like across the sea and then accomplish nothing, so not exactly. I didn't really lose anything there. I didn't even talk to him. I didn't agree to cross. Okay? Not sure where I clicked that it decided was too damned close. This time I'm going to follow the right wall, because I know better. What is this going to say? Oasis? Oops. Fresh drinking water. Do not contaminate. Let me just piss in that. Okay. Wow. Irrigated fields, like, just smack dab in the middle of the desert. That's not how desert works. My friend is having a bad time here. Is that a sheepdog? Just wandering back and forth up there? Doesn't look like a monster, looks like a friend who's not being very friendly right now. Oh, that's not a sheepdog. That's a lioness. Similar. Listen to that sound not be screwed up. I'm gonna have to remember that I need to reboot between. My kingdom for XDo tool. Let me think. XDo tool, search window, quote, Pocket PC 2003 second edition, end quote, window move, X position, Y position. I think that's how you do it with XDo tool.